message is for all women like me and all those who love and support women like me. I want to talk to you guys about what I was reminded a few days ago, about the importance of your circle and the importance of being able to let people go, especially when you are moving to a new level of your life. And also knowing that letting people go doesn't mean that they have to be gone forever. And also letting people go doesn't mean that you have to like avoid them like the plague. Like so it's layers to this, but you know how people always will say like some people are Judge Star says it's a lot on the voice court. She says there are people in your life for a reason, some for a season. And child, I don't remember how she be saying it. But like no, but like we all know that, we've all heard that some people are in your life just only for a season or lessons. And sadly enough, this can be people that you have experienced and formed really close bonds to, even family members. I know that's kind of tough because of the love that you have just inside of yourself for family from always. Like it's inside of you. But again, when I'm saying like sometimes you got to let people go, I mean from your direct energy. Because there's a difference. Like your inner circle people are people who have a lot of access to you, a lot of information about you. Because like when you share your life with people, you share information with them, whether it just be through regular communication or just intentionally sharing information with those people. Those people in your inner circle, they it's so important because they have the most access and information about you. And on that note, I'm talking about, moving your life to another level. Everybody is not on like a spiritual journey. Everybody is not on, when I say spiritual, that's all inclusive. I'm talking about personally the Holy Spirit journey, okay? But everybody's not on that. Some people out here just living life as it comes. And that's their business, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those of you who are like me, who have been very intentional about how they're moving through life and who's guiding them through life. And once you decide that that's how you're moving through life, um, with the Holy Spirit, needless to say, there are other beings spiritual on the spiritual realm that don't want that. As much as people give God credit and acknowledge God, it seems like they think that by not acknowledging the enemy and his presence and things that occur with him, it seems like people think that by not acknowledging it, that you don't give it power, it doesn't exist, or like, oh, I don't need to acknowledge the enemy because God's ahead of my life. I'm putting all my focus on him. Like, that sounds cute, but that doesn't stop the enemy from doing what he's going to do. That doesn't stop him from existing. You kind of have to acknowledge. You kind of have to acknowledge the presence so that you can combat it. It's not enough to ignore it or act like it doesn't exist, because it still exists. And whether you acknowledge it or not, you're still going to be susceptible to being harmed by the enemy. You just are. It's one thing to give him power. It's another thing to acknowledge him so that you know how to combat. So I want to talk about that too, because one thing that I feel like we need to understand, I mean, I'm putting all of these thoughts together, is that, when you are doing good things for the kingdom, when you are trying to live right for yourself, when you want your soul to be right, let's forget about everybody else's soul for a minute, even though that's one of your assignments when you're walking with God, is to be a disciple. But let's just talk about your own soul. Okay? Like, you may think that you're not that important, that, oh, you just little old you, but that ain't true. As important as you are to God, and you got to believe that he will leave the 99 to save the one. Okay? He will lead a flock to go after the missing sheep. So you are that important for a reason. If one person is that important to the light, one person is still important to the darkness. Because as sad as it is, Satan don't even got to work hard. People are willingly and blindly just joining and following after him anyway. So it's noticeable. I would say that. I would say, like, you notice when there's a person that's going off the beaten path. So put it this way: a mama duck have all her ducklings following her to the pond. Like, that's to be expected, because that's what we all doing. You're gonna notice when that one step out of line and you see them over there in the field, like, what they doing? Like, so that's what I'm saying. You might not think that Satan is paying that much attention to you, but he is. Like, that's his purpose, and it's been his purpose for thousands of years. It's to get your soul. Okay? Even if you only trying to save your soul for yourself. But just imagine how more intense his purpose is if you trying to save your soul and your family's soul. Or if you trying to be a good influence to the masses to try to help save their souls. If you actually taking your discipleship seriously and you're trying to influence other people to turn to God. If you are in front of a big platform or a big group of people and the praises of God is continually coming out of your mouth. Like, he knows that stuff affects people. Before there was social media, people have always been influenced by other people. Okay, we're all on spiritual journeys, and all of our spirits, whether we know or not, are sensitive to each other. So some more than not, some more than others, but it's still true. It's still a fact. So yeah, people just have to realize, like, okay, the best way for Satan to deceive you and throw you off your track is by using those people who have the most access and information to you. I won't say it's a sad thing, but the truth of the matter is, everybody don't all just rise up at the same time and be like, come on, group, come on, circle, let's go follow God. Like, it doesn't happen that way. So you get a personal calling or unction in your spirit to do things in a certain way when it's your time to be on your path, or your life experience have put you in route to be like, okay, I need to start living purposefully. I need to start living righteous. I need to do this. So the thing about it is the fact that it just doesn't happen that way, where everybody around you is also ready to make whatever changes you need to make. It becomes difficult. It becomes difficult for you to reestablish boundaries and reconfigure how these people fit in your life, if they even fit in your life anymore. Because when I say reasons, seasons, like, some of us have people in our inner circles to learn stuff from them, and we learn a lesson and we still keep them in our circle. And then some of us have people who are there supposed to be there for a season and not supposed to go into another season with us, but our bond is trying to keep us to hold on to them. So when I say reconfigure about your inner circle, again, I'm talking about those people who have the most access to information about you. It can get to a point where it's like, okay, it's time for you to do it's time for you to make some revisions. You need to revise. At every, different season of your life, you probably should be revising. And the thing that happens sometimes is, like, we feel like, oh, this my friend, or this my close cousin, or this my sister, we so close. And even when those seasons change in either of our lives, it's just that person has a stable spot. And there's no need to reevaluate how you're moving with them. That's how we do things, but it's not the case. That's not true. And it took me almost 40 years of my life to learn that, but it's just not true. And sometimes I've learned it the hard way, because it became evident when people started acting up. My season changed, and people who I expect to be there, I can't find them as much no more. Or my season changed, and this is what my life looks like right now, but this person in my circle can't really handle it. They can't really vibe it. They might be secretly jealous. They ain't saying nothing, but I can tell their energy done shifted, or, just whatever. And I'm not taking the time to reevaluate it. I know I recognize it, but I'm still giving that person their spot that they might have had, but they not earning no more. Like, your life is important. And I'm not trying to. So here's the thing. Everybody's life is important. Everybody should be doing this. But we talking about you right now. So they should be doing the same things when it's coming to evaluating their circle in their life at their different seasons. But we talking about you right now. These people who are in your circle that may not have earned their spot to be there anymore, like, they gotta go. They have to go. Because whether we acknowledge it, it's either going to hinder you in your mental emotional space when you start evaluating things and you're seeing, like, okay, we're not fitting no more. Forcing them to stay around in the same level of access and information is going to either mess with your mental emotional space, or it's going to mess with you in your progress, or it's going to do both. And that's just real. Now, some people, the shift will happen and they'll act up so much that they cancel themselves out, to where one day you just look up and be like, oh, me and this person ain't close no more. Me and this person, yeah, like that used to be my dog. It's like, what happened? Well, a shift happened, and for whatever reason during the shift, either y'all naturally just started drifting, and that's okay because it's purposeful, or somebody did something to act up, and the result was that y'all aren't close anymore. They don't have as much access and information about you anymore, which is also purposeful. So now I just want to talk about the dangers of keeping these people there, forcing them to have the same level of access to information when you already know that something ain't right. Something ain't right. And you can ask God, like, he will show you who needs to be released from your life. Like, just like any other of my ask God recommendations, you have to listen though. If you're asking for revelation and answers, you have to have that relationship where you know how God is going to show it to you, and you have to be paying attention to that before you be like, oh, I asked him, and like, you don't know. Now remember, we are spiritual beings, okay? And when we're talking about you being on a new level or a new phase of your life, especially if we talking about that phase where you're going to ascend, you're doing better for yourself in whatever way it is. Materialistically, spiritually, your walk with God, whatever way that you're doing better. Understand that if the enemy is wanting to stop it, because that is his purpose, to kill, steal, and destroy, whether you're on your whether you're on your righteous walk with the Holy Spirit or not, we're humans. He wants to kill, steal, and destroy. So he is going to come in the form of a relationship. Most times, that's how he's going to have enough access to you, because we trust people. And we were made to intermingle, interact with other people. Now, if you're a hermit, you ain't got to worry about this stuff as much. And that's what happened with me. I asked God to reveal some people to me. Some stuff was revealed. He asked me to isolate before that stuff was revealed, so that I can hear what he had to say about these people. I can accept it. And then, give me revelation and stuff like that. And then, like, I feel like I explained this before, like, I felt shell shocked afterwards. I'm like, oh, these are people I love and trust. These are people I love and trust. And you mean to tell me this how they feel about me? For real? God can see into the hearts and the minds of men. He knows what they're thinking about you. He knows, if you don't see how their facial expression look after you said something, God saw it. If you don't know, after you post something celebrating yourself online, whether they scroll past it and want to act like they don't see it or not, or whether they do a little sympathy click to like it or something, so they won't seem like they hating, or so they won't seem like it's bothering them. God saw in their heart, like, how they really felt. Okay? When you told them something wasn't going right for you, and they outwardly tried to display that they cared, or that they were feeling, again, sympathetic. But inside though, inside it was a different story. Inside their mind, they was laughing. Inside their heart, they felt like they agreed with whatever bad thing that happened. You God know all that, okay? God know all that. All right, Satan is not all knowing, but Satan studies humans. Satan studies us.